today let's talk about the power rule. Okay. The power rule. So when you want to find the derivative of an equation, you can use the power rule. The definition of the power rule is if we have equation y equals x to the power of n, the derivative of y would be n times x to the power of n minus 1. And this works as long as n is real. An example would be y equals x squared. In this case, we know that the derivative of y would be 2x. If y is x to the power of 5, then the derivative of y would be 5x to the power of 4. If y is x to the power of negative 3, then the derivative of y would be negative 3x to the power of negative 4. If y is x to the power of say 5 over 2, then the derivative of y would be 5 over 2 times x to the power of 3 over 2, because 3 over 2 is 5 over 2 minus 1. So as you can see, this is how the power rule works. So how do we actually apply this to more complicated equations? For example, I want to find the derivative of this equation. Y equals x cubed minus 5x squared plus 2x minus 10. So I just made this up on the spot, so let's just do this together. So what you can do is you can separate, like you see these signs over here. We copy these signs down. We still have plus minus. So we still have minus plus minus. You find the derivative of each of these separate terms. So first you find the derivative of x cubed. That is 3x squared. And then you find the derivative of the second term, 5x squared. Well, you first find a derivative. So you try to find the derivative of 5x squared. How? Well, it's basically you leave the constant alone. The constant is 5. So you leave that alone. And then you find a derivative of x squared. So the derivative of x squared is 2x. So that's 5 times 2x. For this thing, you do the same. You leave 2 alone because it's a constant. You find the derivative of x, which is just 1. So that's that. And then you find a derivative of 10, which is, what is it? Yeah, it's 0. So the derivative is 0. So now you simplify everything. This is 3x squared minus 10x plus 2, and that is the answer. So let's try another example. Let's say y is x to the power of negative 7 over 2 minus 3 over 4 times x to the power of 5 over 3. And we can add something else like 5x to the power of negative 8. So to find derivative, again we copy the signs down. That's negative, minus and plus. And then we find the derivative of the first term, which is negative 7 over 2 times x to the power of negative 9 over 2. And then we leave the constant alone. We find the derivative of this, which is 5 over 3 times x to the power of 2 over 3. And then we leave the constant alone. Find the derivative of x to the power of negative 8, which is negative 8 times x to the power of negative 9. So this means that the derivative of y, so we simplify, is negative 7 over 2 times x to the power of negative 9 over 2 minus the 3's cancel out. Oh, they actually cancel out. Okay. So this is minus 5 over 4 times x to the power of 2 over 3. Minus 40, because 5 times negative 8 is negative 40. So minus 40 to the times x to the power of negative 9. So that is the answer. So that's the answer.